Next point, if you like, regarding the situation of a disabled person. Why is it a disabled person has to pay a ransom due to the fact they haven't fasted?
Allah says in the Quran in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 184, that if it is difficult for a person to fast, he can either fast or pay a ransom. That is feeding of an indigent person or a poor person. The reason is that if a person is disabled or if he is sick permanently and there are no signs that he will become healthy where he can observe fast. So the question of him compensating or the question for him to keep the fast later on doesn't arise at all. So that's the reason for him there is a ransom, that he has to pay something that is equivalent to feeding an indigent person or feed an indigent person for every fast that he has missed.
Dr. Zakir, regarding elderly people, which category of elderly people are exempt from fasting?
Allah says in the Quran in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 184, that if it is difficult for a person to fast, he can either fast or he can give a ransom, that is feeding of a poor person. As far as those elderly people who are exempted are, those people whose health is so weak that if they fast, it will damage the health. A person who's reached a very elderly age, the age is not fixed whether it is 60, 70 or 80 or 90, depending upon his health condition. Due to the old age, if his health condition is bad, which prevents him from fasting, then is the time where he should feed one indigent person. And there is a hadith of our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sahih Bukhari, volume number 6, hadith number 4505, where beloved Prophet said that the old elderly men and women, they need not fast, but they have to feed one poor person for every fast they skip. And similarly, there are various hadith. For example, if you read Daraqutni, 2/208, it says that if a person who has to give a ransom, he has to feed a poor person 1 mud of wheat. 1 mud is equal to 2 hands outstretched full of wheat. That's what he should feed. There's another hadith which says in Daraqutni, 2/270, that Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, 1 year when he became very old and he could not fast. So at the end of the month, he called 30 poor people and he fed them with bread, crumbs and meal, a proper meal for 30 poor people. So it means that for every fast you miss, you should feed one poor person. But coming back to the question that if the elderly person is of sound mind and not healthy, that's the time he has to feed a person or give ransom. But if a person is elderly and he becomes insane, if he's not of sound mind, then he doesn't have to fast, he's exempted, neither does he have to give any ransom, neither he has to compensate, because he is like a child, as the beloved Prophet said earlier, which I mentioned, that the pen has been lifted on 3 categories of people. Person who's a child reaches puberty. So these people again become like children, or they become like a person who's insane. We say that the person has become senile. So if he reaches an age in which his mental stability is not there, he need not fast, neither does he have to compensate the fast later on, neither has to pay any ransom.
Okay.